Okay, now we're into the putting chapter. We're going to talk about a few things that are going to help you regardless of your stroke first, and then we'll go over the mechanics of the stroke at the end of the video. The first thing we always want to do is to read every putt that you have. Learn from each read that you make. There's no real magic to reading greens, but just try to do that every single time you hit a putt. The more you read them, the better you will get at it. You can always look at slopes and see how high it is on one side, high up over here, lower back over here, and that'll tend to influence the overall structure of the green. But in all reality, the more you read, the better you'll get. As far as once you have made that choice of reading and you look at that read, you want to commit to that read. That means that you're 100% committed to hitting it where you've said you think it's going to go. It may be correct, it may not be, but you have to commit to the putt 100%. The next thing we want to do is make sure that we approach the ball on the line in which the ball is breaking, if it's a breaking putt. If it's a straight putt, you'll come in straight from behind the ball to the hole. If it's a breaking putt, approach the ball on the line in which it needs to roll. So if it's curving from left to right as this putt is, I'm going to approach this ball on the line in which it needs to start up in here. So I'm actually using my eyes to look up in this part of the putt. This is a very important part of the putt. If it's not correct here, it's not going to be correct down there. So we have read every putt, we have committed to the line that we chose. Then we want to use our eyes in a way that allows us to approach the ball on the line in which we want to roll the ball. So use your eyes in a curve line. Let's not look directly from the ball to the hole, but look along the curve line in which the ball needs to roll. If it's a right to left putt, we'll look here. Left to right putts for right-handed players are typically a little bit more difficult because it's very easy for the right-handed player to look from here straight to the hole. Right to left putts feel a little bit more comfortable because if we're going this way, it's a little more difficult to look across your body. So they feel a little bit more comfortable to you. But if you get to where you can commit to the line, approach the ball, and look at this part of the putt, that becomes much easier to combat. So we have read every putt, we have committed to the line, we're going to approach and look along that line that we want the ball to go on, and then we're going to aim the club face first. Become a club face first aimer. Set up to the golf ball by aiming the club face first, tracing the line with your eyes, not looking from the ball to the hole, but tracing the line along the ground. Really pay attention up in here. So we're going to aim that club face first, set up to the club face, trace that line again, and then make our stroke. And we'll have a very good chance of getting the ball started on the correct line. The more on the correct line you get the ball started on a higher and softer roll, the better your speed will become. So read every putt, commit to every putt, approach the ball on the line in which it needs to roll and start. Use your eyes to burn that line, and then set the club face up first. Set the club face up first, and trace the line again, and then roll the ball on that line the best you can. Those things right there will help you regardless of your putting stroke. Now, getting into the technique of the putting stroke, a few things that I like to see are pretty basic. This is the smallest stroke in the game, so it should be the least complicated stroke in the game. I don't know that there's that much going on, so there's really not that much to really go over. You can make it complicated if you like, but let's try to do some simple things to help you simplify your motion. First is to put your club down where it's always flat on the ground. We don't want the toe of the club up or the heel of the club up, but set it down so it's nice and flat. If you have a relatively standard putter, it shouldn't be a problem at all. If you have one that's extremely flat, maybe it's too flat for you, you might need to get fit at some point, but I haven't seen too many situations where you actually have to do a lot of bending and whatnot. So once we get that club flat on the ground, we want to set up such that our arms hang down comfortably. We don't want them to bend up in this way or do a lot of bending here. So I like to see you stand up nice and tall, bend over till your arms hang down, and make a straight line from your elbow to the putter head. We don't want to see a lot of bend here. I like to see it nice and straight. So once we've got our arms hanging down nice and comfortable, our eyes should be over the putter head. arms hanging down, you can see a nice straight line. Once we've got that for us, our flat club head, arms hanging down, our feet can be parallel to the target line, open to the target line, or closed. It doesn't matter. Wide, narrow, it's your choice. Get comfortable. But your shoulders and arms are what's very important. We want to have your arms hanging down, everything parallel to the target line. Once we've got our setup where our over, arms are hanging down, then it's just a matter of making a stroke that goes one back, two through, and hold the finish position. One back, two through, and hold the finish position. We don't want to see any recoil. So one back, two through, hold the finish position. Use your back muscles to move the club. Not a lot of wristing going on here. Just let the golf club move back. One, two, hold the finish position. Your head will stay dead still until the golf ball is well underway. So one back, two through, hold the finish position. Let's try not to use a whole lot of wrist. We want to always keep the grip of the club and the head of the club moving in the same direction. So one, two, hold, and then you can take a look. I'm going to set up again with the club face first. Arms hang down comfortable. One back, two through, hold, and then you can look and see what's going on. Try to simplify it. Once again, read every putt, commit to every putt. Approach on the line of the putt that it needs to start on. Trace that line with your eyes. Don't look straight to the hole. Then go one back, two through, and hold the finish position. Keep it simple. It's really not that much going on, and I think you'll see a whole lot of difference. Thank you very much for reading the chapter and the book, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.